What's up? This is day 20 of a 100-day monk mode challenge, and today we are talking about social media hacks that I've learned and practiced today. That's going to be a gem out of all the videos, because these pieces of advice are going to be specific and they are going to be directed to solve your problems as a business owner. So I spent around 8 hours today working on the social media stuff. Today's Sunday, and on Sundays I assign my time to create content, to record that, like script, record, edit, and post. I did no scripting, no editing, no recording, and no posting, but I did research for around 8 hours. It all started yesterday. Before going to bed, I started watching the podcast by Jack Neal with Eva Jurgens, and I hope I pronounced that correctly, but she was a huge inspiration and her agency for my research and for my analysis of the content we are putting out there and for the reload. And she wakes up at 3 a.m. and I think that's dope and I respect those things. So I also woke up early. I put myself together and I analyzed first the system we had for posting content earlier. I'm going to describe that real short for you. So we had something like a table like this, if you can see that properly. So we had days of the week and types of content in a column, and we had X posts, meaning just text, quotes, insights that we have. I also am writing down for these videos, and I'm reposting that on Twitter and on Threads. They are the same, and the more reactions we get for the post, it means the more valuable this post is. So we're putting this post in the Reel, in TikTok, and in other types of content. We don't have large following on Threads and Twitter, so it's not that good of a reaction. It's like 3 likes or 0 likes, and that's how we see where the content performs for now. Then we were also posting story on a daily basis. We were also posting these posts from X and Twitter and Threads to Instagram in carousels. We were making on Instagram different reels, conversational reels that are showing our portfolio, and I had a system, but I forgot the system, honestly, because I changed that today, and I'm gonna better tell you the new way I'm doing some things. So we still have X post for X and Twitter. We have daily stories. We have short reel or post that goes to Instagram, YouTube Shorts, LinkedIn, and TikTok. And this post can be in 3 formats. It can be work, business, and vibe format. Now, if I describe these formats, work is showing problems with branding and design and how we solve it. So it can be a portfolio piece. It can be still this branding idea for a hypothetical product. It can be analysis of a brands in different niches, like we have on YouTube. We are analyzing design interior. It can be telling about our portfolio case or showing that in carousel as well. So this can be a reel, this can be a carousel, right? But that's about our works, the quality of our works, the level of our works, all this stuff. Another format for posts is business format. This is about what business or quote reel. So this can be either carousel of quotes or a reel where I'm talking in the background and there is a quote from Twitter on top of it. And that's how I'm going to be changing, just moving away from the reels where I would just talk, have subtitles moving, to the videos where I'll be talking. I'm going to have these videos planned, scripted with different hooks and with different elements. We'll research that today as well. And I'll also have the whole tweet on the screen so that people would not spend a minute watching and understanding what am I trying to say, but they will already have the full idea of the reel in the text. That's going to perform better. And the sense of business is show problems with strategy and thinking and how we solve them. And vibe reels or posts. What is it like working with TOO.BADASS? That's it. Sorry for moving the camera with my leg. It's about our team, it's about the vibe we have, it's about the work approach, the values, like all these vibing stuff. And there is percentage in months of work, business, and vibe content. We're gonna have around 14 posts for work and business and 2 posts for vibe, just because vibe is just it's not that useful, right? Vibe is gonna get more views, but more subscribers, more clients, and saves we're gonna get from work and business content. That's why we're prioritizing that. And it means that in a week we can have 3 to 4 work pieces of content, 3 pieces of business content, and 3 pieces of vibe content. I actually made a little bit of mistake in my file. Let me fix that. Yeah, 0 to 1 vibe piece of content per week. Now, if we are moving back to new approach, right? So we have X post for Twitter and for threads. We have story on a daily basis. That's gonna be everything that's happening. I'm not right now filtering that too much. I allowed myself to be more salesy in stories just because people who are dedicated, who know our brand well, they're watching the stories most likely. But other than that, haven't not planned yet. Just had 8 hours. Now for posts for Instagram, YouTube Shorts, LinkedIn, and Twitter, we already have that. We can have also text story, meaning for LinkedIn, written posts are performing better. So I'll try to make 2 written posts a week. This can be compilation of the insights from X and threads, but it also can be just one X or threads post that is developed in a bigger story. This also can be translated in a carousel, in like add pictures to that. How I'll feel, I'll see that. Like what other ways to improve this? Just text. That is can be boring sometimes. And last piece of content is YouTube valuable piece. So do 1 valuable piece of content in a week on Sunday, where we are analyzing different brands and businesses, like websites, apps, social media from different niches. And that's the plan for a week right now. Let me check. What else do we have? Yeah, that's all that we have. And a couple of insights, right? First, I wrote tasks that I need to do before I start putting out the content out there. First is explore, right? Research. Research is undervalued everywhere. In design, in branding, in social media marketing, nobody cares about research that much. Everybody wants to start putting out their content, start trying stuff. But if you just start putting out content, that's how you get 5,000, 100,000 views, but not how you get millions. So there is difference in that. Explore. Task 1. If you type in your niche in Instagram, and you can type in different 5 to 10 keywords, you come across the most viral hooks in that niche, the most viral videos. So screenshot that, record that, and research the details. Task number 2, find 10 to 20 creators in your niche with 5x the views from the number of their subscribers. These are the viral videos that they're getting. And see 10 to 20 viral videos from the niche. So I've created a table. Let me show you the file. I've created the table. I have not yet found 20 creators. I have them in mind, but I have to check all of that. And this is how the the details for one creator would look like. I'm gonna have their screenshots of the account, their highlights, their bio, and let's say 3 posts from that creator, and I'm gonna break their viral posts in small pieces. Let me show you how I'm breaking that. For example, Ava Jurgens, that I was inspired by for this day, I broke down her agency's post, and there is post, let's take post 2. Okay, no, post 1, yeah. So post 1 has different hooks. And for hooks, I wrote down 4 categories. You can write whichever you feel like you need. So this is a thumbnail. People are saying thumbnails on Instagram are not as important as thumbnails on YouTube. Well, yeah, but I would still include that. Verbal hook, or starting words, the words that you say at the start of the video. Action hook, what are you doing? And this can be action hook at the start of the video and during the video. And then subtitles, environment or appearance hook. And the last one would be, I guess, editing hook, because I separate post editing from action hooks, because these are different processes. Action happens when you're recording the video, and editing is when you're like editing the video. So for thumbnail, they have like Ava and the arrow towards her, and there is a reaction of shock, emotional shock. So this is emotional shock. We have a full scale view of her body, which is really interesting. We have her name, and this is the thumbnail showing you that it's a story tell about a specific person, about the founder here. Not the most viral video, but it's viral for them. It's pinned in the profile. Starting words: hi, my name is Ava. You may know me as a 19-year-old who built a $7 million company, or the psychopath who wakes up at 2 a.m. every day, or a girl who got engaged at 16 and married at 19. So these are the hook here is 3 specific facts, plus they are supported with pictures. And this hook is not like, you're gonna hate me, but like you're doing this wrong. You know, like this, there are some blurry hooks that are not working that much. I also learned that negative hooks are working better. Keep that in mind. So hooks with numbers. We've reviewed some clients, and these are 3 common mistakes that they do. Right? If you wanna get rid of the how is it called? Of your weight and get abs, this is how you do it. Like, you need a specific problem or solution. You need specific numbers, specific stats, like a specific problem that people are experiencing, then they can relate to, or a fact that would shock them. And here, these 3 facts are shocking. Like $7 million company at 19, waking up at 2 a.m. This is like a pass. Engaged at 16 and married at 19. These are like crazy facts that people reply to. Action hook. So she's laughing at the start of the video and she's standing by the wall. Subtitles, environment, and appearance hook. So she has regular subtitles, meaning they are aligned with the branding of their agency. Interesting. What is that? Interesting videos. Green color as a brand color. Standing in full height. It's interesting. Drawing arrows and elements that are moving. But other than that, there are not much hooks. Maybe in post-editing hooks, you can include the zoom in, zoom out, the wind sounds, different sound effects. They act as a hook as well. Well, you're telling people about yourself truly to connect with them. Call to action button. Can't wait to see what we'll do and what we'll become. She's talking about herself and her boyfriend. And follow along for the ride with a count screenshot. Music. No music, sound effects, and storytelling. Editing style. Like, I'm breaking down her video in super high, like small details. I'm gonna name them at the end all together. Editing styles. Archive videos, subtitles on the top, sometimes the photos. Visual frames. I also got a couple of screenshots from the video to understand what it looks like. And I wrote down in a text. Right? Hi, my name is Ava. You may know me. These 3 facts that are shocking. Anyways, I wanted to reintroduce myself. I grew up outside of the city at a village. At 14-year-old, I started dating this hottie, and she's like introducing her boyfriend at the time. And then she's telling all her story, and at the end, can't wait to see what we'll do with our life and who we'll become. Follow along for the ride. It's really just interesting and connecting reel. But there are other reels. So maybe I'll zoom in and you'll see a little bit of the file, right? So here for the post, I wrote down the hooks, which are thumbnail, starting words or verbal hook, action hook, environment, appearance hook, and also there can be editing hook, which I added later in other files. And also I wrote down what is the value we're getting from the reel, call to action button, whether we have music. Also, there can be detailed like aesthetic of the videos. So I looked up some reels by Mike Thurston and Jack Neal, and they have super clean videos in subtle colors. So the subtitles subtitles are so easy to see, to look at, and that's mind blowing. So I like the aesthetics. Maybe I'll add another detail. Music, then editing style, like what are the tricks that they're using, right? Visual frames from the reel, and let me see, yeah, and the text itself. And then I broke down a couple more videos by their agency. So here they had, I'm gonna just in short show that they had a reel like this with 3 people talking, and they were comparing cases of actually visual hooks, like 100 view visual hook, a 10K visual hook, and million view hook. So these are different approaches. It is weird, I was recording and the sun went behind the clouds and the color right now is off. So I now analyzed 3 posts by their specific agency, and then I'll find 19 more creators that are top leaders in our niche, and I'm going to analyze their videos. But generally you see the tendency, you see the common hooks, the common topic that they are raising, and you can use that. And yeah, obviously you're not copying after anybody. Copying is dumb when people will notice you copying, especially repeating after famous people. They will no longer, like, you will lose the trust from them, and your reputation would drop. If I see a person copying some like famous person's reel, they no longer have my trust, and it's hard to renew that. I'm gonna unsubscribe, or not gonna watch their video. I'm gonna have like a prejudice towards their content. So why start doing like this stuff at all? Yeah, so the task would be researching your niche by typing in keywords, then finding 10 to 20 creators in the niche and seeing what they do, writing that down. It takes what I was said on the podcast, it takes 8 to 12 hours of research monthly to do the scripts of high quality and to do this short format content on a good level. And here just like I've spent not much time. 8 hours isn't much time. So yeah, we researched the hook, visual, verbal, frame hook. Also, I created another file with references where I have references for frames, different frames for reels, right? And also references from different formats and different hooks. For example, frames references, I have different pictures. Here you see one creator, her name is Nana Del Rey, I guess, on how to record content. Then I wrote down formats or frames they can serve for different business. For example, the difference, I told you we have 3 formats, work, business, and vibe content, right? So for business content, we're gonna have a specific format, and I even like mastered the visual of how that's gonna look like. It's gonna look like, I'm gonna show you several options. Also what I'm showing, it's mirrored. I don't know if you can see that properly. So here you have several options, right? This option is bad because half of the screen is white and it's like boring. This option is just boring. It's like basic. Here it's hard for me. I tried doing high quality videos with me cut out and tweets in the background, but it was hard. It was of lower quality, like the editing went bad or was too complex. And these 2 are looking good just because I'm small in the video and I'm taking up half of the screen, or like less than 60%, let's say, of the screen, and I can put tweet on top and here, and the quality is not dropping. The video is interesting. I can even insert subtitles. So that's what I did for business format, and that's kind of how I like produce a lot of content, and it's gonna be like good in the quality, but still we're gonna have the result, right? And it was references. I inserted several like frames you can record to have this business format where you have 50% of your screen empty when you're recording the video, right? So here you see the girl can be standing like by the wall or like sitting, and we have space above her head for the content. And in other videos like this, right? So I made, it's hard to do it like this for you, but you see here you have a lot of place for your content and for tweets. So these are the references I made for one format, and also I made references that performed well for thumbnails. These are from our reels previously that I highlighted. And I also have references for starting words. You know, there are a lot of people who are writing down hooks, and I wrote down I also wrote scripts for 2 business format reels, so I'm going to say 2 hooks that I wrote. This one mistake could be costing you 23% of sales. You're not using emotion when selling a product on socials or landing page. So this is specific, right? You have a mistake, it costs you 23% of sales based on the research. Actually, I'm not using, and that's a piece of advice from Eva as well, not to use ChatGPT for writing scripts because it's silly. And I agree with her. I'm not like using ChatGPT to write text on your website, to write scripts for your reels, for anything is stupid, because ChatGPT is using so basic words people can see. It's not giving, like, it's not yet at the level, the AI is not at the level of like creating unique content that's going to be valuable, and unless it is refined by a human being later on. So here I wrote that on my own, and I used ChatGPT, but I used ChatGPT for research. ChatGPT for research is actually much better than for writing scripts, because you can find stats that are backed up by research and that you can use for specific information in your reels for hooks. That's really good. That's how I found 23% of sales connected to emotional decisions. And second example, we studied 1,000 brands in real estate, design, law, and crypto. Most of them miss 4 simple tricks to be remembered. So we have real numbers. Like here, we learned 1,000 brands in specific niches, and these are the 4 things you can use. And I also have other hooks, starting words. Maybe I'll show them to you if you can see them. And I haven't yet tested them out. I don't think that all of them are good, but I just wrote down the references. Then also I wrote down different action hooks. Like at the start, you can sit down, run or enter in the frame, go out of the tree, lean towards the camera, open a door, set up the camera, like be setting up the camera when you're starting out, open a box of food, open different box thing, moving something out of the way of the camera, throwing the paper or something in the camera, passing by the camera. During the video, you can be pouring water in a cup, drinking the water. You can be recording from the above angle, above your head, sipping your coffee, walking on the camera, using a random object as a mic, and have green background. There is so much more. These are just that I wrote down for myself. Editing hooks. At the start, zooming in with the camera, coming closer and moving with your fingers. So there is a trick in editing when you can ask for, I don't know, your operator, or like somebody, cameraman, right, is gonna hold the camera far away from you, and then slowly with this stabilizing the camera, not like not moving the camera up and down, right, and come closer, and you would just move your hands like you're like this, as if you're zooming in the camera. And then if you speed that up, you're gonna see the effect as if like you have a huge and great in quality zoom in. That's like for starting the video. Or you can just have zoom out, or in sound of zooming out. Also good editing hook. And for environmental appearance hook or subtitles, you can have subtitles we wrote down in badass branding style, right? Have whiteboard or glassboard in which you're writing, or oversized poster or billboard with some words on it. I will write down more of the hooks, but these are just the things that I have in the file right now. I also created a file with like archive file where I'm gonna have all the old posts and all the previous content that we recorded, and just not to lose that, just to keep the files put together. Also, if I'm showing you all the files that we have, I'm going to show you the system of organizing stuff in Better Branding Agency, and one of them is Telegram, definitely. So we have different chats in Telegram, especially for content. I have like a folder for Badass Agency, and I have Badass Reels, where I held all the reels that are recorded and ready to post. I have Badass Posted, all the content that is posted. I have Badass X, all the posts for X. I have Badass Footage, all the raw footage that we have. Idea also for ideas. And that's it. We have like different chats for also for lead generation, for sales, for what else? For inspiration, for study, for clients, for better everyday motivation. But for content, we have basically things that are raw, things that are edited, and things that are already posted. Got too deep into that, right? Too deep into telling you all the secrets. Let's go back to our socials plan, what I was telling you, right? I guess I told most of the things. Let's go back to the tasks that I have to do. So, after exploring the niche, selecting 20 creators, breaking down their content in hooks, in scripts, in formats, in editing styles, you can make your own 20 scripts and test them out. Also create written and video SOP, meaning system operating procedure, for content and social media creation for a month for us, right? So that I could delegate that at some point. And another task is clean up subscriptions. So that's our own task. We, at some point, we were too active on other people's accounts just to bring up activity, and then we subscribed for too many people. So we have around like right now 2,500 subscriptions. So we have to clean that up just to like clean up the algorithms of the Instagram. Another piece of advice is posting, if you're posting like us for your clients at US based, is posting at the country at which your target audience is based. And we are, oh my God, we are out of that loop. We are out of that hack because I'm posting with the same card from Ukraine and IP address also from Ukraine. And it's reaching out people in here, and it's in different language, and it's such a pain in the ass, I'm sorry. But I've started doing that. We've been doing that for a year. That's why it's not been performing that much well. Maybe I should change that. It's never too late to change that, but it means that some accounts should be reset, deleted, or that's that's a topic to think about. It's either going to be a person who's going to be US based and is going to be just handling all the posting, like account manager, or there is no other way. Me moving, I haven't yet planned to move to US just yet. Actually, I haven't thought about that. And last task is writing, recording, editing, and posting weekly content. Transfer to monthly production from weekly production, right? And record like 3 months beforehand. That's what I did when we were starting out the agency. I had 3 months of content beforehand, so I was sure that I'm not gonna skip a day posting. Lessons that I learned from this research: you don't want to copy a viral video. You want to add your own actionable advice. You're gonna have 10 to 12 hours of research for clients monthly, and that's okay. There are plugins like Sort Feed extension for Chrome. It sorts the reels from most to least viral of a person. So if you're making research for creators, top creators in your niche, you're going to open their page. And if you click on that extension in Chrome, it's going to show you what are the most viewed videos on this particular account. It's going to save you time checking that manually. View stats works like that for YouTube, which I have to check out. Set up, although there is ManyChat, that's I guess for for Instagram. So it acts automatically. If you make a reel, like write a word badass in the comments to get our tutorial on how to create a logo. And this AI would automatically identify the accounts that wrote the word badass under our reel, and they're gonna send them out the tutorial, and maybe ask for email to get email list, or maybe ask them to follow your account for tutorial to be sent. You get more trust and leads through talking videos, even if they get less views. Motivational content and entertainment content. So motivational and educational content grow in followers. Entertainment is for views. For SOP, you should have a written and video version. And these are all the lessons that I learned so far. Yes. And now I also have 3 blocks like that I'm going to show you. Just a second. So I have 3 blocks with 3 formats of content: work, business, and vibe. And I used to have much more ideas, but right now, as I filtered them, I have much less ideas, right, for each format of content. So I'm never lacking the ideas when I sit down to spend time to write the detailed script. And when I write detailed script, I'm going to show you how I did that. For example, I'm going to tell you how I did one of the first scripts for business format. You've seen that. You've seen the thumbnail, right? So I wrote down the thumbnail example. I wrote down the, what is that? Starting words. It's, okay, I wrote them. You see all these hooks, right? Then, like, I'm basically repeating the details with which I broke down the Ava's agency's posts right before that. But now I'm even writing the detailed X post that I'm going to show on the screen, and I'm writing down the detailed script. I used to have, obviously, I did previous reels with scripts. I did different edit formats, but now it's like a stable format that is fixed, and I can create within that. Let me read the reel for you. We studied 1,000 brands in real estate, design, law, and crypto. Most of them miss 4 simple tricks to be remembered. Novelty, unexpected pairings, TOO.BADASS name for branding agency, the player name for educational platform, goat mascot for chewing candy, Senate name for crypto platform. These are unexpected combinations, right? Senate, the government and country and the state, goat and like chewing candy. What? Unexpected. Associations, tie brand to an object or a person, chewing candy, goat. 100 million money models, green guys, from Alex Ramosi. Emotion, Coca-Cola, happiness and holidays, Harley Davidson, rebellion, Disney, magic, childhood, nostalgia. Repetition, we use the word badass all the time. Nike says just do it all the time. Red Bull says Red Bull gives you wings all the time. Follow TOO.BADASS for branding and business content. It's simple, it's short, it's under 1 minute, it's organized. So gonna go out and record that, and have also written down perfect reel number 2, but that's it. I have to write like 20 of them, and I haven't had the time for that. So yeah, this is, let me show you maybe like that. So this is the file for social media that I've got so far. Oh, oops. And these are all the insights that I've got for social media, for our social media account of TOO.BADASS Branding Agency. I'm gonna have to do that for YouTube content as well. Break down all the thumbnails, all the intros, all the like script, all the stuff, because right now I'm just talking to the camera. I will keep the format of raw videos and filtered videos, but I'm gonna make 1 other video a week. That's it for today. See you tomorrow. See you on day 21, and stay badass.